And like this Aragon here, this is actually has a metal bracelet, which again, I normally don't wear metal bracelets, but this Aragon was so comfortable. I was like, okay, let me go ahead and try to give metal bracelets a try. So it comes in this nice little box, which is nice. And there we go. Nice cushion case there. And she's already ticking. That's a good sign. She is already ticking. Take this out. Here's the user's manual. Here's the warranty card here. So leave it there in the sleeve. Little thing here, tag. Now I really like this here because I can change the links myself. So I'm glad they included this tool here for changing the links. That is very, very, very good. And that's one of the other reasons I didn't mention in the Aragon video. One of the reasons I prefer straps as opposed to, you know, leather or rubber or silicone straps as opposed to metal bracelets, because they simply are easier to deal with. Case in point, this one here that you guys know on the silicone strap here, you know, easy to put on because I don't have to really adjust anything other than, you know, move this. And having little itty bitty 6.5 inch wrists on a good day, you know, it's easy for a watch here like this Deutschmeister to fit me with this kind of strap. So it's really nice that they included this punch pin here. It's really nice. So let's take this out of this plastic here. And she's already ticking, and you guys can see the similarities here. The Deutschmeister is a little bit bigger. I think this is 47 here, and of course compare it to the Aragon here. You can see it. Aragon's quite a bit bigger there, and chunky wise, thick wise, it's about the same thickness as the Deutschmeister, but I think the Aragon is slightly thicker. But anyway, whatever. So I was going to get the blue dial because you guys know from watching my channel I like blue dials, right? But I decided to go get something different this time, the black dial. And I was curious too as we undo the latch here, simple clasp, not too difficult. There's a micro adjust, 3 pins right there, micro adjust, which is nice. And we see at the very bottom here it says all stainless steel, automatic movement, NH35 divers, 300 meters, Addiesdive. I like the little symbol there; it's pretty cool. It's like I like the Deutschmeister symbol that has a diver's helmet on it there. Of course, this one's 1,000 meters, and of course the Aragon, it only is, I think, 200 meters, if I remember correctly. It's only 200 meters, but this one has the, you can see the very back, the NH35 movement rotor in the back. They didn't really decorate it really, but it's right there. So so basically the same movement as is in the Aragon. This is actually a quartz movement. I think it's a quartz Ronda quartz movement of some kind, but I can't remember. But anyway, so this thing is actually quite big, so I'm going to go ahead and size this, try to size this myself, and put it on my wrist because again I have very small wrists. So I'll do that real quick. Okay, so I almost got it, but what I want to show you guys real quick before I take out one more link is when you're doing this, there's an arrow here on the very back of the link. Make sure that you're using the pin and you're pushing from the proper direction when you're removing the pin. There's an arrow right there, so make sure that you're doing that when you're taking these pins out. So there you go. I struggled a little bit with the micro adjustment a little bit, but I think that's to be expected because it's so small. But I had to end up removing from my small wrist 3 links, and I'll make sure to put those pins back into there so I can use them later on, or give them to somebody, or if I sell it, sell this in the future, I'll have that there. But again, a very nice touch, having this tool here for removing the pins from the links, because again, that's one of the reasons why most of the watches you guys have seen have been, rubber or silicone or leather or some kind of cloth material strap, because it's so easy to just, as opposed to pushing the pins out and using a micro adjust. I had to put the micro adjust in the smallest setting to fit my, again, roughly 6.5 inch wrist, and it actually fits very well. I would say I like this Aragon I just reviewed, and of course my daily driver is a Deutschmark. I love this watch, but this watch here, now that I've removed the pins, it feels very, very good on the wrist. It's Addiesdive. So far so good. I like it. I'm gonna go take a shower and go from there.
So as usual, I want to show multiple weeks of living with this timepiece and just kind of talk you through as we look at these video clips. Now, initially, the watch is very much like a Deutschmeister I've reviewed and talked about before in the past, my daily driver. I actually like it more. Although I wish I wish I had gotten the rubber strap version more than the metal strap, because I prefer rubber straps or other straps. But for a metal strap, it's performing very well. Over the roughly 3 weeks now of owning the timepiece, there is some irritation on my wrist, my 6.5 inch wrist, from wearing the watch quite often. At night, sometimes I keep it on, but sometimes I'll take it off. It just depends on my mood. But I want to, as usual, show you guys my normal life, living in Virginia Beach and being around the water, being a Navy veteran, just having a love for the water. Anyway, here is underwater performance. I'm showing it alongside some other watches I reviewed on the channel in that clip. And no ingress. The watch performed well underwater, but I will talk about underwater performance again later on in the video, because it's something I do want to tell you about underwater performance later on in the video. Here's a night performance, St. Augustine Beach, Florida. I was down there recently on some business, and the night performance, excellent. The blue on the bezel, the rest of the markings and all, our hands are green, excellent. The Deutschmeister is probably the best that I have up until I got this watch. This watch is now the best that I have as far as lume is concerned. It's C3 Super Luminova, Swiss Super Luminova, and it does an excellent job. For the most part, I can see it pretty much all through the night. Once I give it a good charge, so I can pretty much see it all through the night. And the bezel glowing is just great. I love, again, the kind of teal blue almost, green to contrast. There, I like it a lot. Very legible. So, some more night performance. Chesapeake Beach, Virginia Beach, by the Lessner Bridge. Again, if you want lume, it's the Super C3 Swiss Super Luminova. Performs great. Excellent. The lume. Underwater night performance, Chesapeake Beach, Virginia Beach. Again, great underwater night performance. Excellent underwater night performance. It glows for quite some time. It's legible for quite some time. Now here's some underwater night performance, kind of showing comparison between some other watches I already have. You guys already seen on the channel, including my Teuchmeister on the left, of course the Addiesdive on the right, C-Pro in the middle, and of course the Aragon I recently reviewed in my last video. So underwater night performance kind of comparison between all four of these watches. You can see that the Teuchmeister and of course the Addiesdive reviewing in this video are the two best looms. The other two watches, the Aragon and the other dive watch that I've got. My brain's running a blank at the moment. That's okay. They don't loom nearly as well as a Teuchmeister or of course the Addiesdive dive watch in this review. Yeah, the C-Pro really disappointing, but I told you all that I think in the C-Pro review. Of course the Aragon review, you guys know about the Aragon from my last video. You guys can see the Addiesdive there, great loom, and of course the Teuchmeister right there, great loom. I wish the Teuchmeister though had the glowing bezel. That would just take it up just the next level. The Addiesdive and Teuchmeister though are very similar, size wise. I mean, you know, style wise, but the Addiesdive is smaller. I like bigger watches normally, but the Addiesdive fits my wrist even better than a Teuchmeister. It really does. Low light performance, no problem at all. Now, as I explained before in other videos, I just want to show my life, you know, doing boring stuff like cleaning my little Nissan Cube out, cleaning it out, you know, boring stuff that we do, you know. Sometimes some exciting stuff too, more exciting stuff. Me just doing what I normally do this time of year when it's nice and warm out. I hang out at the beach because it's just relaxing, and you know, I can of course watch the ladies in the bikinis, you know, like dudes do. And you know, of course take my kids out there too. You know, some more underwater performance. I want to talk to you guys about this real quick. I made a mistake. I hate to admit this. I did not properly screw down the bezel all the way on filming one of these shots, and some water got in, so it fogged up. But after about 3 days, the fogging disappeared, and the NH35 movement continues to tick with absolutely no problem, no issues. The fogging has gone, but again, that was my fault. One of these clips, while I was doing the underwater thing, I didn't screw down the crown all the way, simply because it feels, I don't know how to explain it, it feels different, and I thought it had it always screwed down, but then I realized it wasn't screwed down. So I dried it out just from wearing the watch, and blowing, you know, air in there from, you know, from the vehicles I drive for a living, my own vehicle, you know, just trying to dry it out. After about 3 days, it dried out enough where it didn't fog up at all. So if you screw down the screw down crown properly, you won't have that problem. But again, it feels a little different, and it was hard to know when it was all the way screwed down. That's the best I can explain it. So St. Augustine and St. Augustine Beach, Florida. St. Augustine Lighthouse, beautiful place. You know, love St. Augustine and also St. Augustine Beach. I love going down there when I can on business again. Usually stay in the Regency Inn. I had to stay at another hotel close by on a return trip back to Virginia Beach, but usually I stay at the Regency Inn. If you're down there, go to the Regency Inn. Nice folks down there at the Regency Inn in St. Augustine Beach, Florida. I didn't go to the fort this time, although I did pass by it, but the fort down there in St. Augustine is cool. And of course here at St. John's Pier, St. Augustine Beach. And this donut shop, guys, is delicious. That cost me about $19 there. It's a little bit pricey, but I am telling you, Island Donuts, it was worth every penny. delicious. I'm trying to tell you. I know this is a watch review, but I also share my life, you know, a little bit of it, so you guys can see me using the watch in my normal life. And anyway, these are delicious donuts. I want some now. Watch out, Krispy Kreme. If these guys come to Hampton Road, you're in trouble. But just some more clips of St. Augustine Beach. Again, I love it down there. I had to go down to St. Augustine. I briefly was in Boca Raton. I briefly was in Boynton, and briefly in Fort Lauderdale on business recently. But I didn't really have much video to share on that because I was busy working. But St. Augustine, I had a couple of days to actually relax in St. Augustine and see the sights. So yeah. So as you've seen throughout the video, some various information, some of the specifications popping up. Credit, of course, to Addiesdive and of course Amazon for the source information. And of course, the other information on this video is coming from my own personal experience. As you guys can see, these are various clips from my TikTok videos I've made. I'm Atlantic Ocean Watch on TikTok, and of course Atlantic Ocean Watch on Instagram. Please come and check me out over on TikTok, and also over on Instagram. I'll also try to make sure in the description to leave as much credits and links and stuff to give people credit where credit is due and all that good stuff, as I'm not trying to not do that and make sure everybody gets their proper credit to the best of my ability. But again, living my life. I'm quite blessed because of the things I do. And by this part of the video, I've had the watch for about 3 weeks, and again performing fine, despite the fact that on one of the underwater video shots, I made the mistake and didn't properly close down the screw down crown, and water got in there, some moisture. But after about 3 days of drying it out, good to go. My niece teaching me how to reteaching me how to skateboard again. I haven't really skateboarded in forever. Trying to get back into that. But despite about killing myself a couple of times, the watch held up to the rigors of an older man going through his midlife crisis. He's 16 years old again, trying to skateboard. Yeah, watch out, Tony Hawk. You know, we've fallen and crashing a couple of times. You know, so the watch held up to that. It held up to tour bus work that I do and other stuff that, you know, I mess around with. They can be quite rigorous and damage watches. There's my pretty niece there, my youngest niece, helped me learn. So, but anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm going to give this timepiece 5 clocks. Recommend you go get it. It is right now on Amazon at a cheaper price. But again, I like this watch a lot. I'd say this is my daily driver, just edging out my Deutschmeister watch that I still love. Thanks for watching. Take care. So this is my 3rd time down here at St. Augustine Beach and also St. Augustine. And so every time I come down here, I eat here every time I come down here. So if you guys are down here, come here. Got good pizzas, calzones, that kind of stuff. My 3rd time being down here. Nice people. So check them out.